I'm Rob the commentator bot. Bring it on. It's a lovely day for racing here at Las Vegas 2023 as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. It's a beautifully calm day here at Las Vegas 2023 as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Flags dropped, and it's mayhem. First lap's like dodging drop bears. You gotta be sharp or it's goodbye Charlie.
How they kick off sets the whole dang tone. Gotta be smart and smooth, or else you're just spinning your wheels.
So Russell Gilles decided to play it cool, eh? Holding on to two like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon. The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? Lee Putnam is going to be cursing under their breath at that start, I'm sure. How?
Every race has its ups and downs, and it looks like Lee Putnam is getting their down out of the way early. Let's see how they respond.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Las Vegas 2023. I think we are in for a cracking race. Blow me down. If Lee Putnam were any slower off the mark, they'd be going backwards. Dropping from 3 to 8 in a jiffy, it's all gone pear-shaped.
They've definitely made life harder for themselves, but there's still plenty of time to make up for that slow start, Rob.
Ripper of a disappointment for Hugo Magalhães. From leading the mob at 1 to tailing behind at 9, they're in more of a bind than a conservative MP at a BDSM party.
It's like they hit a speed bump right out of the gate, but if anyone can bounce back, it's Hugo Magalhães.
You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing, dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
Oi, Hugo Magalhães is giving it a red-hot go in 9th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Marc Bousquet. Might see a cheeky move soon. Coming into Koval Lane, the fight for second is heating up. Who will be the first to blink?
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
The tension is building as Esa-Pekka Johanan trails behind Hugo Magalhães. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Hugo Magalhães hold on, or will Esa-Pekka Johanan be able to close them down? Stone the crows. Esa-Pekka Johanan's managed to trim the gap with Hugo Magalhães, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beard. Damien Ferro is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. As we say in North Carolina, if the porch light's on, someone's home. And Damien Ferro's making it known. He's right there, waiting to make his move on Russell Gilles.
Talk about intense. Russell Gill is on Damien Ferro's bumper. We're in for a treat as they approach T16. It's not going to plan for Russell Gill. They are still behind Damien Ferro and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. Who needs speed dating when you've got Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen chasing down Hugo Margullions this eagerly? Move over Tinder. This is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour. Superb driving from Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Damien Ferro is proper nipping at Sebastian Clark's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. Damien Ferro's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Sebastian Clark like a dingo after a roadrunner. You know, back in Oz, we have a saying, flat out like a lizard drinking. That's exactly what Damien Ferro is doing right now.
I've always wondered, what's that even mean? Lizards, drinks, racing? Y'all have a wild imagination down under.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Damien Ferro is dancing closer and closer to Sebastian Clark. You can feel the tension as they approach T12 Reassure Island. Well, ain't this a ding-dong battle? Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen is putting up the barriers like I do when my mates want to borrow the ute. No way through, Eric Kumpumäki.
Look at those tires on Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen's car. They're gripping the asphalt like an eagle on a trout. Eric Kumpumäki's got their work cut out for them.
The adrenaline is pumping as Eric Kumpumäki gets within striking distance of Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen in their race for ninth. The best laid plans of mice and men, haha, but it's certainly not going to plan for Eric Kumpumäki right now as they are struggling to keep up with Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen. It's a close race between Sebastian Clark and Damien Ferro in first.
At this rate, Sebastian Clark and Damien Ferro are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Cricky. Daniel Tideman sticking to Officer Perkins like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights.
Who will be able to maintain their pace and come out on top?
The crowd is on its feet as Hugo Margullions chases down Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen through T1 Harbour Island apps.
Hugo Magalhaes is so close to Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
And Hugo Margullions has just won the place from Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen. In your experience, Hal, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Rob, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen's not letting Hugo Margullions have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Hugo Margullions, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate. Look at that, Officer Perkins is hot on the tail of Russell Gill.
This is where every inch counts. Officer Perkins is pushing hard to close the gap on Russell Gill. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
It's like Damien Ferro has saved all their energy for this final stretch. What a win! This is a historic moment for Damien Ferro, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision. Impressive second place finish for Sebastian Clark. That was an outstanding performance from Russell Gill. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium. Daniel Tideman, Officer Perkins, and Jordan Vattier brings home 4th, 5th, and 6th. Finishing 7th is Lee Putnam. Hugo Margolines take 8th, followed by Esa-Pekka Jouhiainen and Eric Kumpumäki in 9th and 10th. With Mark Busquet in 11th.